So topic is equilibrium. Let's understand. First I'll explain you about what is a strong electrolyte. Strong electrolyte and a weak electrolyte. Let's make this clear first. A weak electrolyte. Okay, the difference, the major point between a strong electrolyte and a weak electrolyte. Strong electrolyte will include a strong acid, strong bases. Weak electrolyte will include weak acids, weak bases, right? So strong electrolyte means dissociation takes to maximum extent, and the weak electrolyte dissociation takes to lesser extent. Dissociation means what? Let's take a strong electrolyte, example NaCl, or we'll take an example of, we'll take a NaCl only. Okay, if you put this into water, what you get is a Na plus and a Cl minus. Okay, I have shown this arrow forward reaction. Maximum of all the ions are getting splitted up. Means this is what the splitting, this is what the dissociation, and this is called as a strong electrolyte. You take a HCl, and you put this into water. What will happen is that H plus will split this way. Means this H plus is surrounded by water and Cl minus is also surrounded by water. This is what a concept of the strong electrolyte. Here there is no equilibrium existing, because here maximum of the reactant is getting converted to a product. Means what is the meaning of this is that I'll clean one example. This NaCl, let's say initially you started with 100 molecule. At time t is equal to 0, you took the 100 molecule. For our simplicity, we'll take this to be 100 molecule. You took the molecules to be 100, and when you put this into water, it will take some time. Let's say in 2 minutes, in a time of 2 minutes, what will happen is that maximum, okay, at the ideal condition, what we can say is that this will be 0. There won't be any NaCl left, and this will be what? 100 Na and 100 Cl minus. Initially it is 0, right? So this is 100 Na and 100 Cl. So this means all the molecules are getting splitted up. That is what the strong electrolyte definition. And what is the meaning of a weak electrolyte definition? If we take an example of weak acid, very good example is this CH3COOH. Means here dissociation won't be complete. It will be this way, CH3CO minus and a H plus, right? It will split this way. Means what is the thing? At time t is equal to 0, if you are putting this into water, let's say you have taken 100 molecules of this. So initially there is no any dissociation taking place. Let's say after 5 minutes you dissolve this. If you put this, or you take the same time, 2 minutes only. At 0 time is this. And after 2 minutes, what is going to happen is CH3COH. There are 100 molecules, no? 95 will remain as a CH3COO, and only 5 will dissociate as a CH3COOH. Means this is just a value. I am taking 100 molecules for the simplicity, because there will be a very large number of the molecule, but just to understand the concept, I am taking this to be 100. If these 100 molecules are there, then it will split. Out of 100, just 5 are splitting. Mean how many H plus you are getting over here? You are just getting 5 H plus and 5 CH3CO minus ions, right? So remaining 95 are remaining as what? Remaining 95 are remaining as a CH3COH. Now equilibrium is going to exist between this. There will be an equilibrium among these. Means for our eyes it is what? 5 CH3CO minus and a 5 H plus is there as it is. Means this has taken place and this 5 has remained as it is. But what is a equilibrium? Equilibrium by definition, I'll write this, a point at which rate of forward reaction becomes equal to rate of backward reaction. Rate of forward reaction becomes equal to rate of backward reaction. Means for sum of reactant and product, not for all. Like here these 5 ions are formed. What will happen is that 5 will combine and it will go backward to form acetate ion. At the same time, 5 from the 95 remaining 5 will split to form a CH3CO minus and a H plus. So this process, both the combination of this 5 and splitting more from this 5 happens simultaneously, and this is what is the nature, this is what is the nature of the equilibrium, this is how the equilibrium is, right? So overall, finally what remains? 95 in the reactant side and 5 splitted in the product side, and equilibrium exists mostly for the weak electrolytes. Okay. Next is equilibrium constant. So here you are going to learn about two things. One is Kc, one is Kc, and other is Kp. What is Kc? Kc is equilibrium constant. Equilibrium constant in terms of concentration, and this is equilibrium constant in terms of partial pressures, right? So concentration is fine. Here equilibrium constant, partial pressures. Partial pressure also tells about concentration. No, more is the partial pressure, more is the amount. That is what we have learned from states of matter. More is the partial pressure of a particular gas, means more amount, more is the concentration of this gas. This is for gases. This is for gases. Okay, so this is for both liquid and gas. This is for both liquid and gases. So both are this way. I'll write one reaction for this. So let's take this nitrogen gas, hydrogen, this is gas, giving you 2 moles of ammonia. This is also a gas, and this is this, right? So here how you will write the equilibrium constant? Kc, you will be writing this as a NH3, right? I'll write this arrow. This arrow is important equilibrium reaction. NH3 product raised to its stoichiometric coefficients upon reactant raised to its stoichiometric coefficient. Over here stoichiometric coefficient is 1. This is about in terms of the concentration. If I want to write same in terms of the partial pressure, then I will write partial pressure of NH3 in a reaction mixture raised to 2, and this is a partial pressure of H2 raised to power 3, and this is partial pressure of N2 raised to 1. This is how the Kc and Kp are written. So this is what the equilibrium constant means. If I want to write this, see over here I have written this way: Kc is equal to product upon reactant. Like this is for the forward reaction, this is for the forward reaction. For backward reaction means this changing to other way, means for backward reaction it is this NH3 gas getting splitted up what to be N2 and 3 moles of H2. So for the backward reaction, this is reactant and these are the product. So what would be a Kc for this? I'll write this to be Kc dash for the backward reaction. So it would be what concentration of N2 and a concentration of H2 raised to power 3, and this is a concentration of NH3 raised to 2. This is what we are going to write. So how both are related? This Kc and a Kc dash, right? Means this is just backward, or dash is backward. So what I write is Kc is inversely proportional to Kc dash, means inversely related, they are opposite of this. So we'll take one problem, nice problem we'll take. Yes. So here the question asked is two reactions are given, two equilibrium reactions are given, and one is for the forward reaction. For the first one is K1, and for this K2 is the equilibrium constants given, and they are telling you to find what is the relationship between both this. See, when you multiply this, I'll tell you the simple trick. You can use this trick or you can solve this directly. See, when you reverse this reaction, let's say when you reverse this, I will call this to be a K1 dash. So when you reverse this reaction, K1 will be this way, K1 dash, right? Now if you multiply this with, let's say, 2, if you multiply this with 2, then what it would be? It will be becoming whole square. Getting? So if you multiply this by 2, then it will become square. You will be putting a square over here. Let's say you are putting on both sides, because since you are doing it for both, so when you put a square, you will be putting like when you multiply any number which you multiply, you will put it to be square. Means let's do this over here. Let's write K1. What is K1 will be is equal to? K1 will be is equal to, it is a concentration of NO2 upon, like, formula product upon reactant, no? So this is NO and this is O2 raised to half. This is K1. And what is K2? K2 means I am talking with respect to this. What is K2 will be is equal to? K2 will be is equal to NO raised to 2, and this is O2, and here NO2 raised to 2. This is what you are going to write. Now if you write it this way, see, I want to reach over here, right? This equation and this equation are reversed, right? Means if I write this, K1 will be, means if I reverse this equation, what I am doing is I am reversing this equation, right? Or I'll write 1 by K1, 1 by K1. 1 by K1 will be what? Opposite, no? NO and O2 raised to half, and this is NO2. This is 1 by K1. Now here this is almost similar to this. Only thing, I want 2 over here, I want 1 over here, and I want 2 over here. So I should multiply, I should square this, I should square both the terms, I should square both the sides. You cannot square on one side. So this question was a mathematical approach, you know, how to handle this mathematically. You are putting a square over here. So this will be what? 1 by K1 square, right? This will become 1 by K1 square. This is what? NO O2 raised to, this is square, O2 raised to 1, right? And this is NO2 raised to 2. Now what is this term is equal to? What is this term? This is equal to K2, no? So 1 by K1 square is equal to K2. So which relation is correct over here? K2 is equal to 1 by K1 square. Yes, it is simple. Okay, this is very nice question, you know. Some foreigner when they speak this noise. So this is very nice question. This is 20%. Read this question, have a look, pause the video for some time, and you can give a try to this question. Okay, I'll solve this. So question asked is 6 moles of a PCl fiber heated in a closed vessel of 2 liter capacity. At equilibrium, 20% of PCl5 is dissociated into PCl3 and Cl2, the value of equilibrium constant. So first we'll write a equation. Equation is this: PCl5 is getting splitted up in a PCl3 and Cl2. So at time t is equal to 0, means when reaction is just started, what is the maximum concentration? See, it is written, if you want to write, if you want to find the equilibrium constant, we will be taking this. Equilibrium constant in terms of concentration is concentration of PCl3, concentration of Cl2 upon concentration of PCl5, right? I want the concentration of all these at equilibrium. I don't want initial concentration. I want to see at equilibrium what are the concentration of the reactant and the products. Okay, in equilibrium reaction, all the reactants are not getting consumed. That is the first rule, right? So here, this is at time t is equal to 0. What is the concentration? Are you going to write 6 moles directly? Are you going to write 6 moles? No, we have to write the concentration. Concentration is moles per liter. So over here, concentration, initial concentration is what? Initial concentration. How it is given? Moles upon volume, no? This is what the concentration formula, like we discuss about the molarity when we talk about the molarity, is number of moles upon volume, no? Volume in liter. So what is this number of moles? It is 6 mole and a volume is in 2 liters. So this is 3 moles per liter. So initial concentration at time t is equal to 0 is 3 moles per liter. So I'll write this. Okay, this is 3 moles per liter. So I'll just write this to be 3. Understand that it is 3 moles per liter because I will require some space over here. Writing a unit it will become messy. So this is 3 moles per liter. This is what it is. Now, why I have not taken 6 moles? 6 moles is not a concentration. It is just a value. It is telling how many molecules will be there. But I want a concentration. Remember, this square brackets means concentration. This square brackets means concentration. So initial concentration is 3. Now, how much is dissociated? They are saying that 20% of PCl5 is dissociated. Means what is the 20% of 3 moles? 3 into 20. So how will write this 20% of 3 mole per liter, or 20% of 3? How you will write? It is 3 into 20 divided by 100. So this is 60 by 100 and this is 0.6. Means out of this, how much is dissociated? 0.6. So you are writing at equilibrium 0.6 is dissociated. How much will be PCl3 form? 0.6 and 0.6. So here at equilibrium 3 minus 0.6 comes to 2.4. This is the concentration of the PCl3 moles per liter. This is 0.6 moles per liter is the concentration. This is 0.6 moles per liter is the concentration, right? So now we need to find the equilibrium constant. We'll substitute all these concentrations over here. So what is the concentration of PCl3? It is 0.6. This is 0.6. What is the concentration of this PCl5 at equilibrium? 2.4, because all the 3 is not getting consumed. So this how I can write this? So 6 into 24 into 0.6 I can write. Yes, no? I can write 6 ones are 6 fours are. So this is 0.3 by 0.6 by 4. This could be 0.6 by 2, 0.3 by 2. So this is 0.15. Okay, answer is matching to be option A. It was asked. What would be units? Okay, let's talk about the units also. Units will be moles per liter. See, units of the equilibrium constant are going to vary always. Why? See, it will be same if this stoichiometric sum of the stoichiometric coefficients in the reactant side is equal to the product side, right? So here, let's talk about the units also. Units over here of the Kc. Kc will be what? This is units of this is moles per liter. Units of this is moles per liter. Right, and units of down it is moles per liter. So this will get cancelled. No, what will remain is just moles per liter. Now in this case it is moles per liter. Some of the equilibrium constants will be there without a unit. If you take this example, no, H2 plus I2 is in equilibrium with 2HI. Here also it is 2 and here 1 plus 1 2. So here it is a unitless quantity of the equilibrium constant, right? Okay, let's quickly solve this question. This question is about the partial pressures and how equilibrium in terms of equilibrium constant in terms of partial pressure is related. So partial pressures also tells about the concentration, means more is the partial pressure, more is the concentration of that component. So here question asked is PCl5 is dissociated to 40% at 600 Kelvin if Kp means equilibrium constant in terms of partial pressure is given. They have said this is 2.4. Then total pressure. Okay, Kp over here will be what? Units are not given. So what they are saying is that PCl5, same like the previous equation. It will split it as a PCl3. It will be splitted as a PCl3 and Cl2. So this Kp will be atmosphere. Now what is the Kp for this? Kp for this will be a partial pressure of PCl3, right, multiplied by partial pressure of Cl2 upon partial pressure of PCl5, right, raised to 1, 1 and 1. There are no stoichiometric coefficients. 1 is the stoichiometric coefficients over there. I need to put this partial pressures at equilibrium. See, what is the meaning of equilibrium? The concentration, these are the concentrations at the equilibrium. Then only we call that to be equilibrium constant, right? So here, at time t is equal to 0, what data is given is they did not give any initial concentration or initial partial pressure, initial pressure of the PCl5. So I'll take this to be x. Okay, initial is x. Means the pressure created will be only due to PCl5 because this is 0, no, at time t is equal to 0, there is no any PCl3 because everything will be in one reaction mixture, means PCl5 will dissociate to what? PCl3 and Cl2. Only this is there, this is not there at time t is equal to 0. So partial pressure, the pressure will be only due to x. So at t is equal to equilibrium, at equilibrium time, what will happen? What they are saying is that 40% is dissociated of the x. 40% is dissociated. This is dissociated to 40%. Means a 40% of this, the partial pressure due to what? PCl5 will be less. 40% less means what is x over here? In this case, x is a partial, it is a pressure. In this case, I will not call a partial pressure because only PCl5 is there. So pressure due to x, right? So note this. So 40% decrease. What is the 40% of x? It is x into 40 divided by 100. No, this is how we find the 40% of something. So x into this will be what? 40x divided by 100 is what? 0.4x. And this will be what? Both the sides it is splitted. No? You will get other side it is 0.4x and 0.4x. Now the sum of, see, this is everything is in reaction mixture. Sum of the PCl5 is remaining. How much PCl5 is remaining? This is the PCl5 remaining. This is the pressure. Now you call this. This is at equilibrium. You will call this is a partial pressure due to PCl5 at equilibrium. Right? This is partial pressure due to PCl3, and this is partial pressure due to Cl2. So we are having the partial pressure. So what will be a total pressure? Total pressure over here will be what? Sum of all this. So P total over here, that is what we are told to find. The total pressure at equilibrium, P total will be what? Sum of this and this. So this is x minus 0.4x plus 0.4x plus 0.4x, right? I'm going to add all these things, this and this. So what is this? This and this will get cancelled. What remains is x plus 0.4x. Means at this point I need to find the x and I need to substitute over here. This is 0.4x, right? So what is Kp? If I substitute in this formula, we have the partial pressures in terms of x. I have the partial pressures of all the quantities. So Kp is given. Kp is given to be how much? 2.4. I'll write that. 2.4 is the Kp. I'll write over here. To find x. So to find x. This is given 2.4. What is partial pressure of Cl3? It is 0.4x and partial pressure of Cl2 is 0.4x. What is the partial pressure of this? It is x minus 0.4x. So what will be the thing? 2.4, 0.4 multiplied by 0.4 into x square. Here I take x common. 1 minus 0.4 into x. This and x will get cancelled. So therefore, this is 2.4 into 0.4 into 0.4 upon 0.6 into x. Yes, no? 1 minus 0.4. So therefore, I'll just check whether this is coming into the frame. Yes. So therefore, x is equal to what? You rearrange this, x is equal to 2.4 into 0.6 divided by 0.4 into 0.4. So this whole equation could be written as 24 into 6, 4 into 4, 4 6, right? This is 2 3s, 2 2s are 2 3s. So 12 by 6. Yes. So 3 4 3 2s are, this is 2x is equal to 2. Yeah, this and this 4 and 24. Right? So here, if I do this, yeah, we'll do it again. 4, this is 6, this is 4 and 4. Right? How much this comes to? 6. So this is 6 into 6 is 36 by 4. 4 9s, no? I am getting this to be x is equal to 9. Right? This is x. Right? This is x what I am getting over here. Yes, 9. So what is total pressure? I need to substitute in this equation. No? Therefore, P total will be is equal to what? 9 plus 0.4 into 9. So this is 9 plus 3.6. This is 12.6. Yeah, answer is C. And what will be units? Units will be, yeah, this will have a, yeah, units will be atmosphere only, no? Units will be atmosphere because it is a pressure we are finding, total pressure. So unit will be atmosphere, but answer is given to be 12.6.